Hi, welcome back to Cheyenne, Wyoming Urban Gardener. This is Debbie. I'm just popping in here with a few little things that are going on for the holidays, maybe some tips and tricks, and hopefully you'll get some use out of them. But first, I wanted to go ahead and thank Sandy from Suburban Homestead or Wyoming/Arizona for the very nice card that she sent me. It was a Thanksgiving card just saying some special people like you make every day a day of Thanksgiving. So thank you, Sandy, for that. I'll be sending Christmas cards out very, very shortly, and yours will be in the mail. Anyway, what's going on here around the home is I posted a last video about some thrifting that I've been doing with some fabric tablecloths. It's very difficult for me to find fabric tablecloths. I go into Bed Bath & Beyond, and there's just not really a whole lot in there that really strikes my fancy, to be honest. So I look around for different tablecloths, and this one I found at the Goodwill yesterday. And I needed a tablecloth because my other one is getting thrown in the wash right now. We had a spill on it. So I like to keep a couple of tablecloths on hand to just switch out. And especially at the holiday season, I don't get a whole lot of holiday tablecloths and stuff like that because it becomes so much to try to store. Storage is, even though this is a large house, storage is kind of limited in a Victorian house, if anyone that owns a Victorian house out there would know. So it's kind of hard to store those kinds of things. So I just found this tablecloth at the Goodwill yesterday. And fortunately, I could tell that it had been washed and everything. And I had these placemats already that I'd bought a year or two ago at a Goodwill as well. And I think I got these for $1. There was a pack of 4 of them. They just had them rubber banded together. So these were $1, and I had 4 of those. And then this tablecloth I got yesterday for $1 as well. Look how cute it is. It matches that perfectly. It's just little snow people, snowmen, and snow women, or kids out playing in the snow. And it is fabric. It's 100% cotton, which is really what I look for. I don't really like the polyester blends or the polyester because they shrink in the wash, surprisingly enough. And I don't have quite that issue with cotton. And plus, with cotton, you can iron it if you want to. I don't really iron anything. This one has not been ironed. You can see there are some creases in it where it was folded up. But I basically just try to get them out of the dryer when they're still hot, fold them up, and put them away in their storage. But I also had some matching napkins that I found at the Goodwill as well. I didn't get 4 of them. I couldn't find the 4th one. So maybe that one got purchased. But I did find another cute one for my grandson because the 4 of us sit here at the table. It's my grandson, my daughter, and my partner and myself. So let me show you this napkin. It just matches the tablecloth. Again, with the snow people, and they're decorating their Christmas trees. So just found that at the Goodwill, and I think I got the napkins for 25 cents each. So I found 3 of those, and then my grandson got one that is has nutcrackers on it because he really, really loves nutcrackers. So that is that. And then, of course, I just reused the napkin rings that I had off the previous tablecloth. And then I moved the little snowman plate because it matches the table in here now into this area. So I've got it here at the kitchen table. And it's just cute. I like the cotton. It's more durable to me. And to have those I think it's Piva tablecloths where they're plastic, it's just not sustainable. It's not good for the environment. When you are done with it and you throw it away, it ends up in the landfill. So that's just not something that's conducive for me to support. I try to limit as much plastic as we can in this house. Of course, we can't always do that because so many things are made from plastic these days. But we do try to do our parts, and I like fabric because I can just throw it in the wash when it gets dirty, something spilled on it, and it just comes right back out just as nice. I've not had anything that's stained really once it's been washed, unless it's been like stained over a period of time for maybe years on end after use after use. I've had a couple of times of that happening. And then if you throw the fabric away, at least you know that it will degrade down and not pollute the environment so much. So that is my little tablecloth, and I got this at the Goodwill. Very, very cheap, and honestly a lot cuter than anything that Bed Bath & Beyond has got going on right now. No throw at Bed Bath & Beyond, just not liking the fabrics lately, not liking that they're switching over to so much polyester. I noticed with a lot of their bed linens, they're not really linens. I mean, when people say bed linens or bed clothes, they're not linen anymore. They're not cotton anymore. They're polyester, the microfiber and all of that stuff. It's so bad. It doesn't breathe when you're sleeping in it. It doesn't breathe, and you get hot, you get sweaty, and it's just not good. So I don't like it. So I prefer cotton, 100% cotton linen blend, or even 100% linen. I love linen stuff. It's just so durable, soft, crisp. Love it. So that is it for the tablecloth. And then we're going to move on to something that's going on in my growing room and something that's not quite so good. Now we're here in the growing room area where I grow a lot of my plants. I start a lot of my seeds. And I have a lot of my plants that overwinter and things like that in this area, plus in my conservatory. And as you know, this past summer I had been starting plants for people, starting seeds for people, and giving them away free because I just didn't like the costs of everything that was going on. I mean, as you can see right here, this was a plant that was $7.98, and then it was marked down to $3. This is not, however, the plant that's in here. This is just a container. And you can just see the costs of things as they were last season. And you could only get one plant in a lot of occasions. Herbs were like $4.98 a piece. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy the cost. So I started a lot of seeds for people, plants for people, and I gave them away free to the community. And all I asked was that they bring containers to me if they are through with their containers, and they were just going to toss them anyway, because a lot of situations these containers are composite materials, mostly made out of plastic. So I just reuse these and reuse these and reuse these as often as I can, and ask people to return them if they are done with the plant, and or they have transplanted the plant into something else. And that's the situation. A lot of people were really nice and brought me all of their used containers and things. And well, what happened was I had one person out of so many that I have given plants to, and this was a case of some mint plants that I had given away, that contacted me and said that she had found aphids on her mint plants. So I had never seen any aphids on my plants ever. That's been in my house, outside my house, anything. But when I did come and check my mint plants, the one particular mint that she had gotten from me was a chocolate mint, and I think she got an orange mint as well. And I did notice when I started looking that there were some aphids on these plants. Let me see if I can show you one right now. Now I have already treated these. They're still got some aphids on them. But if you can see that little smear right there, and then on my thumb, if it'll focus in, you can see the little aphid right there. Now, they're green. They're little aphids. Sometimes they turn brown as they get older, I guess, or mature. But yes, I did find some aphids on them, and I'm not sure if the aphids came from the containers that I had gotten, or if I had already acquired them maybe outside. It's very easy to get aphids if you've got your plants outside. And these plants are cuttings or starts from plants that I had sitting outside all during the summer. So I've already treated these. It's really simple to treat. I'm going to show you how the treatment is, and we're going to be doing this for several weeks. It only suggests doing it for about 2 weeks every few days, but I'm going to be doing this for at least 6 weeks just to make sure that we kill all of these aphids off, or get rid of all of these aphids, and I'll show you what the treatment is. It's really, really simple. So here is the treatment for those aphids. Dawn dishwashing liquid, or any dish soap that's a nice strong dish soap. I don't really use any of the ones that have all of the additional additives or anything like that. This is just regular Dawn dishwashing detergent, dishwashing soap. So I have that, and then a spray bottle. As you can see here, just a 98-cent spray bottle from Walmart that I got during the summer just for light misting And all you do is add 1 to 2 drops of this dishwashing detergent, and the rest of it is just cool water. And then all we do with that is we take the spray, and I'll go ahead and treat that one again that I just saw an aphid on. And you just spray. You spray all along. Mostly the aphids will be located near the ends of the plants. Mints are highly susceptible to aphids. Not all plants will get aphids. Now that's something that is a common misconception as well, is that if you have aphids in a area that every single thing will get aphids on it. That's not the case. There are certain plants that are kind of immune to aphids and they're just tougher altogether. And that's things like a monstera. These are mostly indoor plants. I've not noticed any aphids on my basil. The basil seem pretty immune to that as well. And I haven't seen anything on my marjoram or my lavender, things like that. So I'm not sure if they're just not close enough and they haven't gotten it yet, but I've noticed that they seem to be a little bit tougher to avoid the aphids. And I have noticed aphids on all of my mint plants now. I don't know if it's just the mint that they have attacked or what's going on. And anyway, every few days, spray all of the leaves down and everything with this spray. And I've been doing all of my plants, not just these. I've been basically spraying everything, all of my plants. And that will kill those aphids. And it's a good idea just to spray your plants every so often anyway. Now, some plants do not like to have their leaves sprayed. Basil is one of those. Sometimes it can cause the leaves to start browning. And you have to kind of be careful with that. I only do it just a couple times. And if I start seeing any damage on my basil, I will stop that, especially when it's indoors. But that's what you do just to try to negate the aphid situation. As you can see, I've got lots of different plants in here. Some of them are more susceptible to aphids than others. Things like my jade tree are pretty susceptible. And some citrus plants. I have mandarin oranges. I have lemon. And sometimes I've heard spider plants are quite susceptible to aphids. So that may be a possibility of where I've got aphids as well. I'm just not sure. But anyway, that's all you have to do. The aphids will not damage the plants so much. They will start damage after a while. But if you just keep them treated, then it will kill those off and you won't have to worry about that. So let's go ahead and look at some of our other plants and see what we've got going on. And just to say, I've never seen any aphids on my yucca trees. I've got 2 different types of yucca here, and I haven't seen anything on those. And these are the original chocolate mint that I brought inside from the winter and split off. Now, the interesting thing is that I am not seeing any aphids on any of these. And these have been separated out onto my front porch area. So you can see this is not my growing room. This is in our front porch, and we're still doing some decorating for Christmas. So you can see there's not any aphids on these. You can look down in there. So I'm not really sure where these aphids came from, or if maybe sometimes they just come through windowsills and things like that. It's what I've learned about them. So I've not seen anything. This is the original container that was outside, and this plant was really, really healthy, and there's new shoots coming up. I split this one off. This one was the harshest one that I split off from. This was the original plants. So it's just basically bouncing back right now. You can see all the new growth on there. But I'm not seeing any aphids in the original container. Just seems to be the newer containers. So I don't know if maybe I left those newer containers outside too long and they just collected some aphids or what. But that's how you basically get them, is you carry them in from outside. And I'd never seen any outside before, so that was interesting. And that will just lead me to make sure that I watch my plants during the spring and summer when the new growing season happens, just to make sure that we don't have that situation going forward. But all of our other plants, this one seems to be another one that is pretty immune to aphids, and that is the Transcendia, I believe it's called. And this is one of the original varieties of Transcendia. I have two varieties. And this is my lemon mint. It seems that the lemon mint is also kind of immune to the aphids because I haven't seen any. And this one was right beside of my orange mint plant, which does have aphids. And this one does not have any aphids. And I think it's because these are kind of furry. They have furry stems and furry leaves. So it seems to be that they kind of avoid that because they're pretty delicate little creatures. They're easy to kill. They're just very easy to get rid of. So to me, this aphid situation is not a problem. We'll get rid of them. And even if we don't get rid of them, they're not a situation that's causing me a lot of damage or anything like that. These are plants that were out during the summer, and now they're in the winter, and they always look like this when they come in for the winter. I haven't seen any aphids on these mint plants. These were separated again. These are my original mints, my sweet mint, just a standard mint, and I haven't seen anything on these either. These were separated from the other plants. And there's actually another chocolate mint over here, and this was the original. You can see the tag there. A piece of the original plant that was separated. Nothing on that one either. But I do have aphids all over this orange mint, and it makes me wonder if they came from perhaps the nursery like that, and I just did not notice them all spring and summer. That's also another possibility. But I did spray this one earlier, and I have noticed that a lot of the aphids did die pretty much almost instantly. In fact, I'm seeing a lot of them falling off even when I'm touching this. So that is very, very good. Yeah, a lot of them are dead. So that is good. That is good. Treatment is working. So I'll be doing that for the next 6 weeks, every few days, of just spraying these down with dishwater, and hopefully that'll take care of the situation. Now, I do know hibiscus are kind of susceptible to aphids. I haven't noticed anything on them, but they are separated a little bit from the mint plants. And I will probably scoot all of my mint plants away from it just to see if we can contain any contamination, basically, over to the other ones. And as you can see, we have our sock wall going on, our stocking wall over our fireplace. This fireplace is not used, so we went ahead and hung all of our stockings up there, and we have quite a lot of stockings. My grandson, of course, being the largest one. So all of our decorations are pretty much up except for the ones that go outside. And you can just see it's so cute when it's all decorated up. I'm trying to avoid the TV because I don't want a copyright strike, because my grandson is watching Nemo, Finding Nemo. And we just get all kinds of assortments of little things. Not everything gets stuffed into a stocking because there's just not enough room for it. But everybody knows not to touch anything until Christmas Day. So lots of little goodies going on. So that's our Christmas stockings. And our Christmas tree for the year. And we just put little trains along the bottoms of some of our Christmas trees. We have a few Christmas trees in the house. So we got our largest one down there, and there you can see our Christmas tree for the season. We haven't put away the boxes yet. We just basically finished getting it decorated and lit. And it is a pre-lit tree, but the lights that are on the pre-lit part are just not enough light, so we always put a second set of lights on it. And then we have some of the, let's see, they're called something bright, holly bright lights, or garland and things like that. We got the holly bright at Dillard's a couple of years ago, and these are not cheap, I'll tell you that. But my partner had a whole bunch of those holly bright decorations that he had saved from his grandparents and things, and then I noticed that Dillard's had those, and we splurged to get those. So we've got the garland, and we got several more new ornaments, as well as the icicles from Holly Bright. So we have all of those, and it's just a beautiful tree. You can see some of those icicles right now. Really beautiful. So I hope everyone's having a good holiday season so far and you had a good Thanksgiving. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for notices on new videos as they come out. And happy holidays, everybody. Videos are coming. Sometimes they're slow. We just have a whole lot going on during the holiday season like everyone does. And I'm sorry I don't do Vlogmas because it's just too much pressure, too much stress on me to do so. But we will see everybody in the next video.